Hello, it's Bob Gray Senior. Welcome to Ministry Moments, Lord willing, every Friday, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Central Time. I'll come with you and have some thoughts. I travel every week of the world and have an opportunity to try to help church as best I can. I'm in my 53rd year of ministry as of the taping of this uh, Ministry Moments. So I'm hoping I'll be able to give you something to be of help to you, help to the people serving with you there. It's not a sermon, no sermons here. Just I hate that what somebody say, I'm gonna chat with you tonight, not preach. You're gonna preach. But we're not gonna preach, we're gonna chat. So I want to talk to you about the pastor and staff, pastor and his staff, pastor and his staff. Uh, Number one, do everything yourself at first. And you need to know everything that people are doing. And so do everything yourself at first. And when you carry the load, then you'll be able to help them carry the load. But do everything yourself at first. We had first church that Miss Gray and I led. We had 40 drive-in, 50 on the bus, 90 total. We had 10 in the choir. We treated it like it was 10,000. But we did everything ourselves. Salamander heaters. In the wintertime, Mrs. Gray and I would go out and put salamander heaters out and heat the two buses we had, and one third was a spare. And to do the job, we unplugged the toilets, we changed the paper, and we did it all. We did it all. And then God bless him, Jack Lewis came along, and good man, and he stepped and volunteered, and just what a great blessing he was. It was wonderful days, wonderful days. But do everything yourself at first. Number two, look for laymen with a heart for a certain ministry. Look for laymen with a heart for a certain ministry. Somebody's going to fall in love with that bus ministry. Somebody's going to fall in love with being a good usher. Somebody say, I could do that PA. I could record those sermons. I've watched them. A preacher, let me take care of that. We had a horse trough. That's our Baptist. We didn't have a Baptist, have a horse trough. Let me take care of that horse trough. Make sure it's needed. Make sure that it's okay. And people stepped up to the plate. We were winning souls. People being baptized every Sunday. My family has never seen a Sunday that we didn't have somebody saved and baptized. Never. I worked hard at it, but then it was contagious. And preachers don't get mad at themselves instead of their people. Why don't you make sure somebody's done it? If holiday season comes, I hated it. Love Christmas, I guess. I hate it because everybody was gone, nobody there. So I made up my mind, I can get somebody down that aisle. I can get somebody baptized. I'll have a great day. I'll have a great spirit about today. So that's what I told Sunday school teachers to do. That's what I did. So number one, we're talking about pastor and his staff. Number one, do everything yourself at first. Number two, look for laymen who have a heart for ministry. You'll see it. It'll come to serve if you're winning souls, pastor. If you're getting people down the aisle. Number three, use lay leaders first. Don't feel like you've got to hire a staff. Most people want to hire a staff to do the work they're not doing. You can't do that. And the great works that were built in the past were built by pastors who were great soul winners. And they did their part, and like begets like. So Matthew chapter 9, you don't pray to the Lord of the harvest for workers, you pray for laborers. A worker works 9 to 5, but a laborer acts like he owns the business. That's what you want, 24/7. So we're talking about pastor and his staff. Number one, do everything yourself at first. Number two, look for laymen with a heart for a certain ministry. Pay attention because they'll bubble up to the service. As long as you're doing it. As long as you're doing it. You lead by example. Number three, use lay leaders first. Number four, let the byproduct of soul winning dictate. Let the byproduct of soul winning dictate. Let the need create the positioning. Let the need create it. You don't hire a Spanish pastor, you win souls to Christ, Spanish people. And then the need is created. That's how it works. You don't hire people out of college. You got 6 months, buddy, to earn your salary. That's terrible, horrible. Don't do that. Let soul winning create the byproduct of soul winning, create the need that needs to be filled. We're talking about the pastor and his staff. Number one, do everything yourself at first. Number two, look for laymen who have a heart for a certain ministry. Number three, use lay leaders first. Number four, let the byproduct of soul winning dictate the need. 5, never spend more than 40-45% on administration. I'm a percentage nut. Last chapter of Leviticus, if you laid on a tithe, pay a fifth, add a fifth. That's a percentage. And you notice God, a tithe is a tenth. So everything God does is on a percentage basis. So anyway, I felt like that I should not spend more than 40-45% for administration. So that helps you as far as dictating. I want to hire somebody. Can you afford that person? And I'll tell you what we did. Daniel Ortiz, great man of God, and was with me 8 or 9 years. I forget. My wife could have told you exactly. But we made sure that he was in the budget before he came. I didn't want to bring Daddy in or C.W. Fisk or anybody if I wasn't sure that we would be able to take care of them. So for 6 months, we put it in the budget. Didn't have the Spanish man. We needed him. But I want to make sure we had the money. So we made sure it was in the budget before we brought somebody on board. Unnamed at the time, we didn't know who it would be. We're talking about the pastor and the staff. Number one, do everything yourself at first. Number two, look for laymen with a heart for certain ministry. They'll bubble up to the surface. Number three, use lay leaders first. Number four, let the byproduct of soul winning dictate. Number 5, never spend more than 40-45% of your budget on administration. Number 6, delegate or stagnate. Now, I know you have this, I can do it better than anybody, and you probably could. But if you don't learn to delegate, they'll never grow. If you don't learn to delegate, you'll never grow. So you delegate or stagnate. That's the way it works. You've got to, when these people come on board as laymen or whatever it might be, you better learn to give them things to do and delegate things to do. Number 7, meet weekly. Every week of the world you ought to meet with them. If they're laymen, meet with them on Saturday night or Friday night sometime, but meet with them weekly. Let them know you are interested in their progress, their potential. You're interested in their ministry. And I always say to them, what can I do to help you? That's the main thing. And offer your help to them. So we're talking to pastor and his staff. Number 1, do everything yourself at first. Do it all yourself at first. Number 2, look for laymen with a heart for a certain ministry. It'll bubble to the surface. Number 3, if you don't rush it, you have to win souls and build something first. Number 3, use lay leaders first. Number 4, let the byproduct of soul winning dictate. Number 5, never spend more than 40-45% of your budget on administration. Number 6, delegate or stagnate. I know some great men of God, are great pastors and great pulpiteers, but they cannot share anything. They can't bring somebody on board. If they get loved more than they're loved, they constant turnover all the time. It just shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. So delegate or stagnate. Number 7, meet weekly. Number 8, pastor their family. Get to know the children and pastor their family. They ought to mean something to you. Pastor their family. Number 9, hire slowly. You use laymen, you build up a team, and then you say, well, it's time for me to, I've got the budget, I've got the money, I need to hire. Well, hire slowly. Don't rush into it. Don't hire every guy that comes to the town. I know one pastor who traveled a lot, and when he'd see somebody could really sing, he'd try to woo them. And can't do that. You can't do that and expect God to bless you. It's just not going to happen. So pastor and his staff, number 1, do everything yourself at first. Number 2, look for laymen who have a heart for a certain ministry. Number 3, use lay leaders first. Number 4, let the byproduct of soul winning dictate. Don't hire. I'll pay you for 6 months, but you better meet your salary in 6 months. Don't do that. Don't do that. Number 5, never spend more than 40-45% of your budget on administration. That's why you need to let the budget dictate. Now, the need and the budget. Number 6, delegate or stagnate. Learn to share your ministry with others. Learn to share your people with others. Number 7, meet weekly. Got to stay in contact with them. If they're leaving, meet on a Friday night or a Saturday. Number 8, pastor their family. They're going to be under an attack. They're going to be in the leadership. They're going to be leading the way, and the family's going to be under attack. And you be there for them. Number 9, hire slowly. Number 10, fire slowly. You're just as much responsible for a bad hire as he is being a bad employee. Why should his family suffer because you made a mistake? So you want to hire slowly, but you also want to fire slowly. Number 11, hire character. I'll help you be a better soul winner if you have character. I'll help you reach your potential if you have character. I want to know where you've been. I want to know who you work for. I want to talk to them. I want to know if you've got character. I don't want talent. I'm not going to hire talent. Jerry Falwell had Doug Oldham come in, a Nazarene preacher, paid him $1,000 a week to sing the old time gospel hour. Wow. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to hire talent. I'm not going to do it. I want character. And the last point, allow the staff to be loved by the people. Allow the staff to be loved by the people. Don't be jealous if all of a sudden church members buy that guy a new set of tires or something. Show a little special interest in the staff, but don't do that. Thank God. The more your people can love, the more love they'll have. And so it's to their benefit. Allow them to be loved. I would talk to the pastor and his staff. Number 1, do everything yourself at first. Number 2, look for a layman with a heart for a certain ministry. It'll bubble to the service. Number 3, use lay leaders first. Number 4, let the byproduct of soul winning dictate. The need ought to be dictated because of the soul saved. Number 5, never spend more than 40-45% on budget on administration. That'll keep you from getting yourself in trouble. Number 6, delegate or stagnate. You got to learn to delegate. You got to learn to give them your people and give them your ministry. Number 7, meet weekly. Make it a Friday night or a Saturday, but meet with them every week. Number 8, pastor their family. Oh, please take care of their sons and daughters. They'll be under attack because you're a soul winning church, and they'll be under attack. So you want to pastor their family. Number 9, hire slowly. Number 10, fire slowly. Why should they take them? You made as much a choice in hiring as they did in coming. Number 11, hire character, talent. Hire character, not talent. Number 12, last point, allow them to be loved. Oh, that's fine. They get a little extra with Thanksgiving or Christmas. Don't be jealous. Don't let that green-eyed monster get in and ruin everything. Don't do that. Well, that's the pastor and his staff. Hope it helps you. I'll see you next Friday, 4:00 Eastern time, 3:00 Central time. We'll get it straight. Soul winning tomorrow, win people to Christ. Get them lined up, your guests and your converts. Get them lined up for Sunday. Church starts at Sunday school. So let's do our part. God bless you. Have a great weekend.